Do you have that one friend who seems to know an insufferable amount about a lot of random subjects? The person who chimes in with the odd and sometimes highly disturbing fun fact. Well, my name is Carly, and I am that friend. I often find myself wondering about topics that range from the history of certain holidays to what makes some wines expensive and some a little on the cheaper side. So I make use of that mini supercomputer I carry everywhere and just look it up. Lately, I have decided to share the random knowledge that I acquire with all of you lovely listeners. So welcome to I'm Already Looking It Up. Let's have a drink and learn a thing or two. Hello. You're listening to I'm Already Looking It Up, the podcast where I, your host, research a random topic and tell you, my lovely listeners, all about it. So without further ado, let's get started. So today's topic is based around the United States because last couple of days on Thursday, it was 4th of July, so I thought I would do something 4th of July-ish, but I didn't really want to talk about the history of 4th of July because I think we're all pretty well aware of how that went down. So, here we go. Today, though, I picked something a little more, towards my interest and the interest of those of you who may be listening. And I saw this post on Facebook that talked about each state in the United States and its corresponding cryptid, where it originated. So I thought that was a really cool idea. I unfortunately could not find the post for this. So instead I found another article that I decided to use instead. So I'll be using that. So welcome to the episode of the United States of Cryptid, is what I'm calling it, or something like that. I don't know. You'll see it in the title. Well, yeah, I'll workshop it a little bit. And so we're going to talk about each state in alphabetical order, and just what cryptids have come from that state, what stories evolved there, what legends. But it's only going to be one cryptid per state, so don't get your panties in a bunch. So here we go, without much more else to say. This is going to be an easy episode. I don't know how long it's going to be. If it's a short one, that's fine, because it's a holiday one, and it's a holiday weekend, and honestly, I'm just trying to get this out so that I can be caught up again, since I was a little late getting the Egypt mythology episode out. My bad. Anyway, here we go. United States of Cryptid. There we go. That's what I wanted to call it. The very first one, Alabama. If I edited this at all, I would be putting in a soundbite of Kristen Dunst spelling Alabama in the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous, but I'm not a sound editor, so I can't do that. Well, I could. I probably could figure it out, but I'm not gonna. I'm too lazy. It's fine. Alabama. That's as close as I get. I have a horrible Minnesota accent. Don't at me. Alright, so Alabama's cryptid is the Wolf Woman of Mobile. In early April of 1971, 50 people reported seeing a half-wolf, half-woman creature in the marshes of Mobile. Some said she escaped from the circus, and one witness even said she chased them home. Was it a coincidence that these reports started so close to April Fool's Day? Or did all these people really see something? I don't know. Could be. Could not be. Who knows? That'd be cool, though. I like that it's specifically the wolf woman. Usually you hear the wolf man. That's neat. So we got Alaska's, which I'm going to be terrible at pronouncing this, but it's a Kalupalik? It is a Native American, or an indigenous legend. Another one of the mythical creatures from indigenous legends is the Kalupalik, the Inuit creature. It lives in the sea, draws children to the water with a hum-like singing, much like a siren. She has a human-like body, green skin, long hair, and very long fingernails. A Kalupalik wears a parka-like baby carrier called an amaltik. Parents often tell children if they disobey and wander by themselves down to the Alaska's waters, she'll grab them, place them in her amaltik, and they will have to forever live in the sea. It sounds like a very interesting mixture of the legend of La Llorona and the siren. So, very neat. Like that. That's pretty good. Arizona's Mongolian monster. Legend has it that a 7-foot-tall ape-like creature with large red eyes and long black hair lives in Arizona's Mongolia Rim, also known as the Arizona Bigfoot. Reports claim that this monster smells like a mixture of dead fish, skunk, and decaying peat moss. And a lot of these, I feel like we're going to see a lot of Bigfoot-ish type creatures, because I feel like that is very common in North America to see that. There's even one for Kansas where I live. I think there's a couple of them. I don't know. I think it's like the grass man or something. There's a couple. My mom will tell you that in the town any town near where they live is the grass man, the Overly grass man. Interesting. And yeah, we'll come back to Kansas. I'll talk a little bit more about that. But there you go, the Mongolian monster, which is probably just another Bigfoot. Arkansas White River monster, now nicknamed Whitney. The Newport area sea creature legend goes all the back to Native American folklore. In 1937, national media reported a sighting of this giant Loch Ness monster cousin in the Arkansas River. Ooh, that's interesting. I want to see that. News crews and TV show Animal Planet filmed the river for weeks to get a glimpse of the 30-foot long gray river creature. I have to look into how close, because I don't think I'm very close to the Arkansas River anymore. I have to look. Maybe I could go monster hunting a little bit. Or cryptid hunting, I guess I should say. Just get a picture. The next one is California's Tahoe Tessie, which sounds so fun. From the Washoe and Paiute tribes, tales to the Jacques Cousteau, the legend of what lives in the deep Lake Tahoe waters is part of Californian history. Appearing in public a dozen times a year, the creature looks like an oversized 60-foot-long sturgeonfish, or even a relative of the Loch Ness monster. Next time you're in Lake Tahoe, check out their dedicated museum. If you think you spot Tessie, there's even a local hotline to report her appearance. That is very much like the Bigfoot website where you can report Bigfoot sightings. I love that. I think that's great. Now this one, I love the idea of, because I used to live in Colorado, and this, it kind of creeps me out a little bit. When Colorado's Tommyknockers, should have started with that. When British miners came to America, they brought old European myths and superstitions with them. Like the Brothers Grimm and Lord of the Rings, miniature men played a critical part in their lore. They believed that leprechaun-like mythical creatures lived in Colorado's mines and played tricks on the workers, making strange noises. Tommyknockers would also warn of dangers in the mine by knocking inside the walls. On your next trip to Colorado, explore the same mines 1,000 feet underground in Georgetown and enjoy Colorado's craft brew scene at Tommyknocker Brewery in Idaho Springs. That is so neat and kind of creepy. But I also, like I said, I used to live in Colorado. I used to live in the mountains. We lived in the bowl of a volcano. It was so cool. I miss living there. But I never saw a Tommyknocker. I never heard a Tommyknocker, but I've only been in a mine once in Colorado. I've been in a couple of mines, but only I think once in Colorado we went into the, because our town that we lived in was an old mining town. And they had a mine you could go and pay to get a tour of. So, but I never heard any Tommyknockers down there. Not that I remember. Connecticut's Connie, which doesn't sound like a cryptid at all, but let's keep going. Not all mythical creatures on this list get their own museum exhibition, but Connie, the Connecticut River sea serpent, a lot of serpents, does. The Connecticut River has played a critical role in the state's history, development, and legends. First reported in the New York Times in 1886, two men spotted a creature with a black head and large as a barrel, with eyes as big as plates. They estimated the beast to be 100 feet long. Stories of Connie continue to be told by boaters today, even a local mascot of sorts for rivergoers in Old Saybrook. So there you go, if you live in Connecticut. I'm sure if you live in any of these specific states, you've heard about these cryptids. Or you, I don't know, if you grew up there, you've had, this inkling of, that they exist at some point. I myself, the cryptid that they have for Kansas, I had never heard of until I read this. So, kind of interesting. I also had never heard of Tommyknockers, and I lived in Colorado. So, I don't know. Maybe you have no idea that these exist. I wish I had more ideas that these existed, to be honest, or that there are stories of these, because it's so cool. It's such a dumb thing to be interested by, because most of it is probably, it can be explained by something else, but some of it is oh man, that is creepy, and, yeah, love it. Okay, next one. Delaware's Pukwudgie, which I actually have heard of a Pukwudgie before. These intelligent mini mythical creatures can be found in Delaware's woods. Native Americans believe that these aggressive monsters could appear and disappear instantly, use magic, start fires, and create endless mayhem. If you think you are being stalked by one of these mythical creatures, stay away from cliffs or the beach, where they have been known to push people to their details. I'm guessing that's supposed to be to their deaths, or blind them with sand. All right. Florida's skunk ape. I did know this one, kind of. According to urban legends, Florida's Everglades and swamps are home to a wide variety of indigenous wildlife, as well as a smelly skunk ape that lives among alligators. Spotting and tales starting in the 1960s, rumors and reports of an ape-like mythical creature called the Swamp Cabbage Man, Bigfoot, and the Skin Ape were repeatedly spotted running on two legs. Not far from popular resorts on Marco Island is an official skunk ape research headquarters where monster research and investigations occur. This iconic Florida roadside attraction is a must-do for vacationers. Well, if I'm ever in Florida, I'm going. I'm a-going, and I'm a-going. I have to look and see, if there are more places I could feasibly visit to try and spot some cryptids, because that'd be cool. Even though I'm terrified of spotting one, sometimes, guys, I'm weird. I told you in the Bigfoot episode that I do have this really weird fear of waking up and seeing a Bigfoot out my window and just it just be watching me. And then when I wake up and it sees me, it just gets really angry. So I have that. It's a consistent nightmare of mine. I still get that nightmare sometimes. But I also have, every once in a while, I'll have this really weird fear of I'll be driving anywhere, honestly, on the highway, anywhere, and I'll see a wooded area, or even just a clearing that maybe has some spots that you could hide and stuff, and be I wonder if there's a Bigfoot hanging out there, just watching. Yeah, I'm very odd. I have very strange fears sometimes. It's not, and that's not really a fear. That's more of a, what if I were looking at just the right time and I saw it just kind of rise up and walk somewhere else. That would be terrifying and so cool at the same time. All right. Georgia's Alti the sea monster. Sounds so friendly. In McIntosh counties empty rice fields lives the Altamaha sea monster. Altamaha sea monster, now known in Georgia as Alti. Oh. The indigenous Muskogee tribe first told tales of Alti, and they increased when immigrants from Scotland settled in the state. Even today, along the coast, people sometimes see giant, strange sea creatures swimming in the Altamaha River near the town of Darien. Ooh, there you go. I'm not close enough to Georgia to, just go. God, I gotta plan, a cryptid. I'm gonna talk to my mom about that. That sounds like fun. Cryptid road trip. Just visit all these places. That'd be cool. Hawaii's Menehune. Native Hawaiians feel a deep connection to nature and the spirits that inhabit their islands. Their stories explain the extreme forces present in the beautiful but powerful land. One such legend is the birth of the historic Alekoko fish pond near Lihue on the island of Hawaii. I really hope I'm saying all of those correctly. Supposedly built by mythical creatures called Menehune, these mischievous forest-dwelling little people were engineering geniuses and created this entire fish pond in one night. While they were thought to have left, these mythical creatures are in the 1820 census of Kauai as a population of 65. Oh, that's so cute! I love that. They consider, that's so nice. Idaho's Charlie. I think I've heard of Charlie before. A giant sea serpent similar to the Loch Ness Monster has lived in Payette Lake outside of McCall, Idaho for centuries. Whether locals call it Charlie, Slimmy Slim, I like Slimmy Slim, or the Twilight Dragon of Payette Lake, several groups of people have seen a 30-feet-long creature with the head of a giant dinosaur, humped back, and shell-covered skin. That is an interesting... So I do plan on covering the Loch Ness Monster because it's one of my favorite cryptids, mostly because it originates in Scotland, but also because it's just an interesting one. It's another one of those of for Bigfoot, where it's it could be maybe kind of plausible because I don't know, we haven't completely explored the depths of the sea and of most water areas, so you never know what could be down there, and some things are just really good at hiding. So I do plan on doing the Loch Ness Monster. I'm going to be doing it for my birthday episode because that's my personal pick, whatever I decide to pick. And it is very interesting that there's so many monsters that are of this I shouldn't say monsters, cryptids that are of this type all over the world. It's just fascinating. Alright, Illinois, the Coal Hollow Road Monster. 3 hours outside of Chicago lives a 7-foot-tall, 200-pound ape with long hair. Kahomo, as locals call him, was first spotted in the 1970s and as recently as 2000. In 1972, more than 200 cars joined the search party on Coal Hollow Road to catch a glimpse, but were unsuccessful. Track Kahomo's movements around Paraoya, and the surrounding area on the Mysterious Heartland website. I should email, well, not email, but if I ever get to contact Shane from Watcher, I'm going to bring this up and be like, look, it lives outside of Chicago. It's your home base, man. You should go check that out. That'd be fun. And I want to come with you. And also be terrified the whole time. Alright, Indiana's Devils, obviously it'd be like Shane and Ryan, but you know what I mean. Indiana's Devils Lake Monster. In Lake Manitou lives a mythical creature that doesn't like people messing around with its home. In 1827, the workers started prep work to build a mill on the lake's shore. They got a visit from the 30-foot monster with a long neck and a horse head. You think it could have just been a large buffalo carpfish, also known for a similar neck and head. It's possible. It's very possible. Things are crazy. Things be nuts. Alright, Iowa's Mugwump. Another lake-dwelling monster is said to reside in Lake Timiskaming Timiskaming. I don't know how to say that. I'm so sorry. Long before Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Harry Potter, excuse me, Iowans have used the term to describe a giant hairy beast living in a swampy marsh in Venture, Iowa. Lot of water-dwelling ones. I'm really kind of surprised, to be honest. I really thought I would see much more Bigfoot representation here, but it's fine. It's cool. All right, so here we are to Kansas, which I don't know how I feel about this one being our cryptid, guys. I think we need to look for a different one, because I really think this is just a big snake, but okay. Kansas's Sinkhole Sam. Was Kansas's urban legend the inspiration for the exogorth that almost ate Princess Leia, Han Solo, and Chewbacca in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back? Starting in the summer of 1952, people reported a snake-like, wormy beast between 15 and 30 feet long swimming in the Big Sinkhole. Affectionately called Sinkhole Sam, many residents believe it's just an oversized gopher snake, but you decide. I really think it's an oversized gopher snake, guys. Like, guys. Are there pictures? I need to know. We don't normally stop to Google things on this show, and I should have looked this up beforehand, but I need to know who has captured images of Sinkhole Sam. Let's see, Sinkhole Sam photo. Show me what's up. What does this man look like? No, but I want a real photo. I want someone to... That is a very creepy image of a snake, but also kind of cool. Not... Mysterious monster of Inman Lake. Sinkhole Sam. That is clearly a freaking snake. I need to know. Show me the man. Show me the boy. Here comes the boy. He looks like the images that are drawn. Oh, there's a sticker. I need a sticker. I put cryptid stickers on the back of my car. I need a sticker. Sinkhole Sam. There's an image, established in Kansas. That's funny. That is drawn of him, and he really looks like, someone made like a trading card. Is this a real? I would play this. Honestly, I hate trading card games. I collect Pokemon cards because I like them, but I would totally collect cryptid cards. Hell yeah, that would be so cool. Sinkhole Sam. Okay, the image of him that people have drawn, because I'm not finding like a real life image. That is clearly not. Yeah, it's a plush. I don't want a Sinkhole Sam plush, thank you. It looks like one of those creatures from Beetlejuice, like the weird black and white snaky creatures. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like my cat. It's not my cat, but we do have the exact toy that's in the background. Is that my cat? That's not my cat. Oh, it's a cat named Sinkhole Sam. That's fair. Okay. But I'm not seeing any cruise rescue a boy swallowed up by a sinkhole. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Show me this man. I must know. I don't think any actual pictures of this thing exist. The Legend of Sinkhole Sam. I mean, it also could just be like a very wormy looking fish. It's possible. Anyway, I think we need a new cryptid, Kansas. If you I don't, look, guys, I also need to know if cryptid trading cards are a thing, but I'll have to look that up later. But guys, we need a new one. I don't agree with Sinkhole Sam. I'm sorry. Alright, the next one has a really weird name. Kentucky's Pope Lick Monster. If you live near eastern Jefferson County, you've probably heard of this half-man, half-goat creature traveling through the area with a circus and surviving a gruesome train wreck. Oh, that's terrible. It's been terrorizing the old Southern Railways trestle for so long that it got its own episode on Destination America. Go see for yourself, but remember that the railway is still active with trains. I might have to look up that episode. What did it say? Half man, half goat. And then survived a gruesome train. Wow, okay. And then one I did know about that I like a lot, Louisiana's Rougarou, which is, I love that name. I actually used to be obsessed with the movie. I'm still kind of obsessed with the movie Blood and Chocolate, which they do talk about werewolves as a loup-garou, which is I believe the Italian for basically werewolf or wolf in general, one of the two. But it's neat. I like it. This is a whole French thing. Okay. Louisiana's rich Cajun folklore includes a werewolf, or half-man/half-dog creature that lives in the swamps of southeast Louisiana. Originally called the loup-garou. Yeah, there we go. French for werewolf. Okay, so it was French for werewolf, not Italian for werewolf. But pretty close. Its name has changed into rougarou after generations of storytelling. Locals will tell you that if you don't observe Lent properly for 7 years in a row, you could become a rougarou. Well, there you go. So if you're in New Orleans for Halloween, take a road trip to Rougarou Fest in Houma, a little more than an hour outside the city. That sounds cool. I want to go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. My in-laws are always telling me don't go to New Orleans don't go to New Orleans in general, but they also say don't go during Mardi Gras. But I would go on Halloween and I would go to this festival. That would be so cool. Okay. Maine's Poco Moonshine Lake Monster. Another lake monster. That's so weird to me. Algonquin lore said that a shaman once disagreed with another tribe's chief. So they took to the lake to settle the matter and transformed into a giant snail and 40-foot-long serpent for the fight. The shaman snail won and hung the chief serpent on a tree next to the lake. Ever since, there have been reports of a 30-foot-long snake monster in the lake and colossal snake tracks in the mud. Considering that the anaconda can grow to this length, is this a monster or an oversized snake? You decide. Probably an oversized snake. Hate to burst your bubble. Maine, probably an oversized snake. Still cool, though, to think about. I really love thinking about cryptids and how, or even just, like, mythological creatures in general and thinking about, like, what they could have actually been because, you know, obviously, like, things get misreported in history. So, especially one of the coolest things I learned about while getting my master's was I had my advisor, and she was really interested in medieval history, and so was I. I thought it was cool. I should have done my thesis on something in medieval history, and I wanted to, but like COVID, so I did something else. But she was really into medieval history, and one day I don't even remember how the topic came up, but she was like, I have something to show you. And I was like, okay, cool. So we went to her office, and she pulled out this huge, I actually own a copy of this now because I was so enthralled by it. I was like, I must get a copy. But it's this huge book all about medieval bestiaries. And if you don't know what a bestiary is, it's a collection of just animals, the descriptions of animals that were either fake or real, or just like they had these interesting, like really intricate descriptions and how they like fit into society, what they represented, what they were, and sometimes they had like fake animals and stuff. So it was kind of cool to look into that and see like what we may have seen as humans really early on and been like, oh my god, that's like a horrible beast, when really it was probably just like, you know, a snake or some shit. Who knows? Or maybe something that's gone extinct, which is really cool. So, anyway, thought that was a neat little aside. But sometimes I see cryptids and I'm like, that could have been whatever. But you know, you never know. You never know. All right. Maryland's Goat Man. We know about the Goat Man. Fuck you, Goat Man. If you grew up near Prince George's County, you probably heard of the state's mythical creature like the Snallygaster or the Goat Man. So, is the Goat Man a goat herder who went insane, or the result of an experiment gone bad in the Beltsville Agriculture Research Center? Either way, this half-man, half-goat monster reportedly is to blame for the gruesome animal deaths in the area. I believe this is the same Goat Man from BuzzFeed Unsolved that they go and look for, and they don't find him, but they do claim his bridge. Dancing on Your Bridge is my bridge now. I love that. I love that episode so much. I'm gonna watch it after this. Alright, Massachusetts. Beast of Truro? Reports of a monster attacking livestock have been reported in Cape Cod for decades. The Beast of Truro has been described as an 80-pound cougar with small ears and a curved rope tail. Some describe this creature as more of an oversized mountain lion. If you live in the area, keep your cats and livestock indoors at night, or they might be the beast's next victim. Interesting. It's probably just like a mountain lion and a cougar, which are the same thing, by the way, by the by. They're pretty much the same thing. Same thing. But it's also interesting. Oh, yeah, I think that's right. Cougars and, oh god, I'm gonna have to Google it, because now I feel bad. Are cougars and mountain lions the same thing? Yes, same thing. Doesn't make sense because some people call them panthers, and that's not what they are. Panthers don't exist. The Panthera genus is a type of big cat, which tigers and lions are part of. But no, they don't exist. They're not. That's not it. A panther, like a black panther, is probably a lion with that's like all black. That's like, oh, there's a like, it's not a disease, but like has a condition that has to do with melanin. Yep, totally. I totally retain so much, guys. Yeah, probably just a cougar, or probably just a mountain lion or something. You know. The next one, Michigan's Pressy. Over the years, the Great Lakes' deep, vast waters have been a supposed home of various mythical creatures, from the sea monster of the Mackinac Straits to the Saginaw Bay Beast and the Presque Isle River Pressy. An infamous photograph of Pressy was taken in 1977, but it was too blurry to make out precisely what was spotted in Lake Superior. Was it a sea monster with a whale's tail and the head of a horse, or was it a capsized boat, giant rock, or oversized fish? The verdict is still out all these years later. Who knows? I'm gonna look this one up because it has a photo. 1977 Pressy. Alright, well, what do we got? Show me the Pressy photo. I need to know. Alright, if this photo exists, am I spelling Pressy right? Probably not. No, I'm spelling it right. Let's just look up Pressy Lake Superior. Show me the picture. Oh my god, that is a very terrifying Wolfman picture. Thank you. That's Champ, I think. What are you? You look... I don't know. The picture is very... I don't know about that one. I don't know. I really should... I think I'll try to do that. I do have a Tumblr that you can go and look at. Again, Wild Forest Productions, and I do want to try and post like the actual episodes on there, and I should do that with like pictures that have something to do with the episode. So I'll try to do that. I'll start working on that. Go check that out. I do also post like most of my TikToks and stuff there. So if you don't want to be on TikTok but you want to see my cosplays, that's the best way to do it. Okay, so that's Pressy. Alright, Minnesota's Hairy Man of Vergas Trails. If you watch Sci-Fi's Haunted Highway show, then you might remember that the Hairy Man of Vergas Trails. For decades, this small town has been rocked by strange animal death, supposedly at the hands of an 8-foot-tall creature from the woods. I like how some of these have, like, these super long backstories and descriptions, and then there's this. It's just so short. It's like, yeah, it's big hairy man. Another Bigfoot, you know, not too crazy. Alright, Mississippi three-legged ghost. And the Mississippi monster, is this Mississippi monster the living remains of a young girl killed by a satanic cult, or the ghost of the girl's mother carrying her daughter's leg? Oh, Jesus. Either way, people travel to an old church on Nash Road to race the ghost. See for yourself what happens when you turn off your car's headlights and honk your horn 3 times. I gotta know. Are there videos? 3... My search history is fucking... It's fucked. 3-legged ghost? But, like, are there videos of people doing this? I see, like... Okay, so I'm seeing lots of images. Most distracting. Oh, that's creepy. It's kind of creepy, too. Ghosts of Mississippi? This is a movie? Nuh-uh. This isn't about anything, I don't think, that has to do with it. It has James Woods, Whoopi Goldberg, and Whoopi Goldberg and Alec Baldwin in it. Okay. A lot of cryptids in Mississippi. Yeah, no, I want to see, I want like a video of someone doing the thing. I don't know. Interesting. I'll have to look more into that one. I also love that, like, there's just cryptids of specific states. Maybe I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll have to find, like, next year for Kansas Day, I'll have to find cryptids of Kansas and talk about them. Alright, okay. I gotta stop looking up stuff because I get distracted. Anyway, so that's the 3-legged ghost. We got the Ozark Howler in Missouri. Outside of Branson in the Ozark Mountains, there lives a mysterious creature at the center of centuries of folklore. You can hear its eerie cry, even if you can't see this bear-like creature with hair and horns. Skeptics claim it must be a cougar, bear, or wild dog. However, wildlife officials say there is no population of cougars in the state, and reports of the beast don't match the description of domesticated animals turned loose by owners. There you go. I actually have I've been to Branson. Didn't hear any howling, but I was in Branson, so not outside of Branson. But maybe I'll have to go back, see if I hear howling. Montana's Flathead Lake Monster. The Kootenai tribe was first to live on a small island in the middle of Flathead Lake. However, their population was cut in half after 2 girls tried to free what they thought was an animal drowning in the lake. Hoping to release the animal by cutting its antlers, they mistakenly hurt an enormous eel-shaped monster resembling a 40-foot-long lake snake. Its dramatic awakening drowned a large number of island residents. Spottings of the creature continue over time, including in 1993, the rescue of a 3-year-old boy almost taken by the monster. Neat. More lake monsters. Very fascinating. Lakes are weird. Nebraska's more lake monsters. Dang, the next 2 are lake monsters. Nebraska's Lake Walgren, I almost said Walgreens, Walgren Monster. In Sheridan County, Nebraska, near Hay Springs, Lake Walgren is home of the state's infamous sea creature. It's not sea, though, because it's in a lake. Guys, come on. Over the years, it has been described as an alligator-like beast with horns, all the way down to a plain old oversized catfish. Whatever its exact appearance, this 10-foot-long monster feeds on livestock and other animals of the lake. This mythical creature was honored with t-shirts and other souvenirs as part of the Hay Springs Centennial celebration. Again, I'm going to have to make like a bucket list of cryptid places to go in the United States. I just need to do like a long visit every state thing, but then Hawaii and Alaska would not happen just because Alaska's cold and Hawaii is far away and I would die in the sun. Nevada's water babies of Pyramid Lake. Legend has it in the Taut tribe, members would discard deformed or premature babies into Reno's Pyramid Lake. Oh, that is so sad. The angry babies' spirits have haunted the lake and surrounding areas ever since. Each spring, fishers disappear in the water, never to be seen again. Over the years, haunting cries and ghostly children laughter are heard coming from the lake. Ugh, that's fun. Love that. New Hampshire's wood devils. Starting in the 1970s, hikers, campers, and hunters reported seeing Sasquatch-like monsters in the backwoods of Coos County. These mythical creatures, described as skinny, tall, and covered in gray hair, became known as wood devils. Notoriously difficult to spot, they have eluded photographs, but would regularly leave behind large animal-sized footprints in the woods. All right. And the New Jersey Devil, which I'm sure is one most people have heard of. Move over, Bon Jovi. The Jersey Devil is the state's most infamous resident, at least to some. In New Jersey, near Atlantic City, is the heavily wooded 1 million acre of undeveloped land called the Pine Barrens. It's the home of a mysterious kangaroo-like animal with the face of a dog, wings, and horns that kills animals and destroys crops with a $100,000 bounty on its head. For more than 250 years, the mysterious creature is said to creep through the marshes of southern New Jersey and emerge periodically to rampage through the towns and cities. Forever immortalized, it's not just the official state demon of New Jersey, but it is the mascot of the state's NHL hockey team, the Jersey Devils. Which is so interesting because I love seeing stuff like that where it's like you take something that's kind of odd and I guess it's an interesting reference because you wouldn't always like be like, oh yeah, Jersey Devils, New Jersey Devil, that makes sense. I think that's one you could easily link, but another one I always love to bring up because it's like the one football fact I absolutely know is that the Baltimore Ravens are actually named for Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven, because Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore. Neat. I love stuff like that. I think that's so cool. All right, New Mexico's skinwalkers. These mythical creatures from Navajo stories are shape-shifting witches who gain powers by murdering family and friends. According to lore, they can turn into coyotes, birds, foxes, and wolves, and sometimes appear half animal, half human. They can even steal the face of another person. Was this legend the inspiration of the countless shape-shifting characters like Pennywise and the Terminator? I mean, I guess possibly, probably not exactly, but yeah, that's an idea. Skinwalkers are cool, like creepy and very scary to think about, but I think they're a cool thing. They're a cool legend. Anyway, New York's White Lady, one of the most infamous ghost stories in America, is from upstate New York. In the 1800s, a mother lost her daughter near Lake Ontario and spent the rest of her life looking for her. Even after she died, she returned to the lake to continue searching for her long-lost daughter. A Rochester local based his award-winning horror film Lady in White, starring Katherine Hellman, of Who's the Boss fame as the White Lady. So very much like, kind of like La Llorona, but not exactly the same story, but a little kind of similar. It's always white. They're always wearing white. North Carolina's Wampus cat. For decades, a feline beast has lived in the North Carolina foothills, killing animals at night. In the 1930s, a local paper reported a gigantic cat killing and attacking 40 dogs near the town of Marion. The Wampus cat was never captured, and many believe it could just be a hyena who escaped from a local zoo. But could one normal animal really be the cause for so many deaths? Yes, you will be incredibly surprised at what one animal can do when scared and ready to fight. Man, they be nuts. So there you go. All right, another lake one. North Dakota Devil's Lake Sea Serpent. North Dakota's Devil's Lake Sea Serpent. Okay. As far back as Native American lore, tales of a giant serpent who lived in the state's largest lake have been told. For hundreds of years, people have spotted a Loch Ness-style creature in Devil's Lake. The green 80-foot monster with fins, red eyes, and jaws of an alligator is said to lash around the lake furiously. In 1896, a fisherman reportedly hooked the serpent and was dragged around the lake. Less than a decade later, the beast was spotted again through a pair of opera glasses. All right. We still have a lot to go, dang. I'm gonna finish this. I started this, I'm gonna finish it. Okay, I was at Frogman, there we go. Ohio's Frogman. Over the years, many mythical creatures were reported in Ohio's Loveland area. In 1955, a man claimed to see 3 feet tall men with thick skin and frog faces carrying wands. Okay. It just reminds me of the Harry Potter spoof from Billy and Mandy. The headmaster was a frog. Okay, almost 50 years later, a young couple was out playing Pokemon Go and reported seeing a giant amphibian creature who walked on 2 legs. Neat. Did they take a picture, and where is it? Oklahoma's Green Hill Monster. In the thick forest of Oklahoma lives a Bigfoot-like creature dubbed the Green Hill Monster, first spotted by a high school student who was in the back roads in Talihina on a foggy night. This creature also has a bounty on its head. In 2021, a state lawmaker announced a reward that's grown to over $2 million, as well as official Oklahoma Bigfoot hunting licenses. Neat. All right, Oregon's Argo Pelter. In Oregon's conifer trees lives ultra-quick mythical creatures that throw tree branches at loggers who enter the woods. Dubbed the Argo Pelter, these tiny, slender, ape-like monsters are to blame for the worker deaths and mysterious disappearances. According to the urban legends, these mythical creatures give birth every year on February 29th and only have babies in odd numbers. That's specific. How do you know that? All right, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's Squonk. Another wooden legend is the sad squonk of Pennsylvania's hemlock forests. A wrinkly, pig-like creature covered in warts supposedly spends its whole life crying. If you find yourself faced with a strange puddle in the woods, be careful. It could be a pool of squonk tears. But it doesn't tell me why I have to be careful. What is squonk tears gonna do? All right. Rhode Island Palatine Ghost. Every year on Block Island, the image of a burning ship and a female ghost appears and haunts the town. Legend has it that in the 1700s, a ship named the Palatine was estranged at sea, crashed into the island, and passengers were abandoned. While most people escaped, one woman was left behind. When the townspeople burned the abandoned ship, they accidentally burned her alive. Well, that's terrifying. All right, South Carolina's Lizard Man. Described as a 7-foot-tall monster with red eyes, reptile-like skin, and 3 fingers with the long black claws, this mythical creature has been spotted and even photographed over the decades. In 1988, a teenage boy changing a flat tire at night had a run-in with the beast. He safely got back into his car, but it stole his side view mirror and damaged the roof of his car. In 2015, a churchgoer successfully captured a shot of the notoriously shy creature, further supporting the existence of the South Carolina monster. South Dakota's jackalope. I love jackalopes. Originally hailing from the neighboring state of Wyoming, South Dakota has adopted the jackalope as its own. While some believe that the creature is just a prank of two taxidermists who placed antelope horns on the body of a jackrabbit, this monster is so beloved that people can purchase one of these mythical creatures in shops throughout South Dakota. So next time you're in South Dakota, grab a replica for yourself. See, I've got a Bigfoot plushie, I have a Mothman plushie. I think I need a jackalope plushie. I'll have to look for those. Tennessee's Spearfinger, another gruesome tale told to children to scare them into behaving, is the Cherokee legend of the Spearfinger. Walking around Chilhowee Mountain is a female shapeshifter with one very long knife-like finger on her right hand. Taking over their parents' appearance, she traps children, cuts them open, and eats their livers. You'd probably stay out of the Tennessee mountain woods if you heard this story as a child, too. That's super creepy. Why would you tell your children that? Texas La Lechuza. Another cautionary tale is the La Lechuza monster who kidnaps and eats people out alone at night, especially those who have been drinking. This witch from Mexico lore transforms into an owl to lure people and can be warded away by praying or tying 7 knots on a rope. Texans heading out to the bars might want to think about keeping some rope in their pockets. Utah's Skinwalkers. The Navajo legend of Skinwalkers also haunts New Mexico's neighboring state. These sinister shapeshifters gather in northeastern Utah on land now known as Skinwalker Ranch. The subject of the History Channel series, as it follows a group of investigators and scientists who try to explain these mythical creatures and their presence on the 500-acre otherworldly piece of land. Vermont's Pigman. In the 1970s, a mysterious hog-like man was spotted by multiple people in Northfield. First, a farmer heard strange noises in his yard and upon investigation found a man with a pig face going through his garbage. Later that week, a group of students saw him in front of the high school, but he quickly ran away. Virginia's Chessie. For decades, a strange, gigantic snake-like animal has been spotted in Chesapeake Bay. Now known as Chessie, believers think this overgrown animal results from the oceanfront Calvert Cliffs nuclear power plant, while doubters think people mistook sharks or enormous oarfish for these Loch Ness-like creatures. Many are still believers. Washington's Tacoma Narrows Bridge octopus. In 1940, the original Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapsed and created a giant 600-pound, 20-foot octopus habitat. Now a Puget Sound legend, it's become a Tacoma mascot, forever immortalized by the Narrows Brewing Company with its very own IPA. Grab a cold one the next time you're in town. West Virginia's Flatwoods Monster. The mountains of West Virginia are not only the real-life location of the new Fallout 76 video game, but also the home of Appalachia lore and legends. The Flatwoods Monster of West Virginia is featured alongside other mythical creatures like Wendigo, the Grafton Monster, and Mothman. Deep in the Smoky Mountains lives a 12-foot-tall alien with red eyes and hook-like arms known to generations as the Flatwoods Monster. Why does Mothman know? I guess that's like one town, but still, that's the one most people know, I think. Wyoming's Jackalope. In 2005, lawmakers made the jackalope the official mythical creature of Wyoming. While some people believe this monster is just a regular rabbit with a bad case of papillomatosis, the legend has already been cemented into state lore. In 1965, a giant statue was placed in Douglas downtown, and billboards, paintings, and signs can be seen all over today warning people to watch out for the jackalope. But I always wondered, the jackalope doesn't seem bad. I guess it does have fangs, I think. I don't know. Anyway, very last one, and we've already talked about this creature before, but Wisconsin's Hodag. Rhinelander residents and fans of the show Scooby-Doo are familiar with the centuries-long horrors of Hodag. First spotted in 1893, this 7-foot-long, 200-pound horned frog and dinosaur creature breathes fire and smells rancid. Instead of searching the North Woods for the hodag, catch a glimpse of his murals and portraits painted around the town of Rhinelander. And ta-da! That is it. We're finished. That is all 50 states and their cryptids. I don't know why West Virginia's is not the Mothman, because I feel like that's more recognizable than the Flatwoods Monster, but maybe the Flatwoods Monster came first. Anyway, I digress. That's cool. That was fun. I love cryptids. I love talking about them. I love thinking of what they could be or what they are. It's just all fascinating because, like, the world is so weird and crazy sometimes that you never know what could actually be out there, and it's kind of cool to, like, think about, you know, how there could be creatures out there that we just don't know what they are. And, you know, sometimes we just have to let it stay that way. But, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and if you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe and share it. If you would like to help support the show, I do have a Patreon. It is patreon.com/wildforestproductions, and wild is spelled W-Y-L-D-E. If you, I am an adult with a full-time 40-hour-a-week job, but I do have a lot of debt. So, I mean, if you want to help me with that, I only have one tier. It's $1 a month. It basically means if you donate, I will probably be like, hey, thank you a lot. That's pretty cool. And if you would like, I can shout out something for you. So that would be pretty neat. I also have Twitter at Empress Wild spelled the same way. I also have an Instagram under that same name. I have another Instagram that is Wild Forest Productions. You can check that out. That is also a Facebook page and a Tumblr, as I mentioned earlier. And I also have an Etsy under the name Empress Crafts and Design. So that's just where I design a lot of fun things and put them on mugs and stuff like that. So you can check that out. But anyway, yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it today. And this was a really fun topic. It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. And yeah, this is awesome. Happy 4th. If you celebrate. If you don't, that's cool. I didn't really celebrate. I just hung out. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for listening to I'm Already Looking It Up. If you're enjoying the podcast, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to my Patreon at patreon.com/wildforestproductions. Don't forget to check out all the social links below. Thank you!